All right, well, more fallout from the attacks on Saudi oil facilities as France and Germany and Great Britain now say that they believe Iran was behind those drone strikes. In the meantime, the kingdom has now restored more than 75% of its overall crude output. Joining us now, Energy Secretary and former Texas Governor Rick Perry. Secretary, good morning to you, and thank you very much for joining us live in studio this morning. Great to have you here. All right, so I was pulling up the numbers. Because oil did make a move on all of this, that production coming offline sends prices up. Yep. Not as it once did. It didn't have as much of an impact because we've become so energy independent. But still, on the day, it's up slightly. On the month, up 6%. And our oil prices are up 29% so far this year.
Yeah, a lot going on out there. This attack has clearly caused some discombobulation in the market. Nobody knew exactly how much damage was done. I think that's what the market was responding to. What we're finding is it wasn't quite as dastardly as initially was concerned by the market. And so you saw the market make some corrections. It's headed back up a little bit. But again, the key here from the United States, and I think our allies' standpoint, is that Iran cannot be allowed to get by with this type of activity. You need a coalition effort. Now, the UK and the French coming on with some of our other allies and going to be sending a clear message today. I know the president's going to be stronger than garlic when it comes to the message.
What can you tell us about what we're about to hear from the president?
Yeah, well, I think he's going to speak very bluntly to the Iranian leadership that this is activities, this is the type of, if you're going to be a part of the community in this world, you cannot attack your neighbors. It's just unacceptable. So and just because you have been sanctioned economically gives you no right to respond in this way. So I think the message is going to be strong. It's going to be powerful that Iran is going to have to pay a price and could pay a very dear price economically. I mean, look, the president stated that he's not interested in going to war with these people. But there are plenty of folks in the region whose livelihoods and whose futures are at stake here, whether it's Israel, whether it's Saudi Arabia, other of our allies in that region, that have some options that could up to and include kinetic responses.
Okay, first start with the response from the United States when it comes to Iran and how far this administration is willing to go. I hear, what were you referring to when you said kinetic responses? Well, I mean, I thought at first you were talking about the economy specifically and the sanctions.
I was, and I think that's the United States. That is where we would like to have this addressed, where the Iranian people are the ones that are being hurt here. This is not these leaders over there. They're not suffering the way the Iranian people are, but these sanctions are clearly being put in place to send the message to the leadership of Iran. We will continue to squeeze you.
The case that Iran makes. Iran makes the case, Mr. Secretary, that those sanctions primarily hurt the Iranian people, not the leadership.
Indeed, they do, and that is how change occurs. The Iranian people, at some point in time, they'll have enough of this, and they will ask for and require regime change. I don't have a problem with that in the world. I don't think the administration does either.
Put this all in perspective and in context when it comes to the global energy community, because obviously we did see the reaction play out in markets, and then we saw the quick response to have so much of that oil production come back online when it came to Saudi Arabia. So give us some context.
And part of that is because the world has changed. Over the last decade, the United States has become the #1 oil and gas producing country in the world. As we build out our infrastructure, as we go forward with being able to even deliver more product to the market, these events will cause less and less disruption of the energy supply in the world. So, and we've got a strategic petroleum reserve with almost 670 million barrels at hand. The Saudis, 188 million barrels of reserve that they have. And in the International Energy Agency membership out there, we have somewhere 1.5 billion barrels of oil in reserve. So these events where the Iranians think that, we can go in and attack an oil facility in Saudi and somehow or another that's going to cause great disruption, well, we've seen that that's not the case. Mm-hmm. It is cause for concern, no doubt about that. But this isn't 2007. This is 12 years later, and these types of attacks are going to have less and less impact on the global market.
Very interesting. Ahead of the president's speech this morning at the UN General Assembly, Secretary Perry, thank you for being here.
Welcome.
Appreciate that. Thank you.